Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about some ways we can build resilience. So, why might you want to build resilience? Well, it's my opinion that we are living in a comfort crisis. And what I mean by that is that we are so fortunate to have access to and have all of our basic needs pretty much met without us really having to struggle. And because of that, I feel like we can get up in our minds a little bit too much, and I feel like we can sometimes become a little self-destructive with some of our behaviors and some of our thinking. And if you've ever been camping before, or if you've ever experienced any type of like primitive living where like you really have to struggle just to meet like your basic needs, like when you're having to carry water for miles and miles every day just to have some water, or when you're having to build a fire to stay warm, or when you're having to hunt and scavenge to be able to feed yourself, there's really like no time or any extra energy to be self-destructive. And I really feel like modern man is a little bit self-destructive in some of the things that we do. And so one of the ways I feel around that, sort of like a workaround, is something that I call resilience building. So in this video, we'll talk about some resilience building exercises that you can try if you want to try to build some resilience into your program. And if you're interested in this kind of thing, what I would ask is that you subscribe to the channel. Boop that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing, but it means the world to me. So, resilience. Couple ways we can go about building resilience. Number one is diet. And diet is one of the areas where I feel people really are self-destructive. I feel like sometimes we eat things that we know are bad for us, and one of the reasons that we do it is because we know that it's bad for us. And it's almost like we feel like we don't deserve to take care of ourselves. And guys, I'm here to tell you that you do deserve the best possible treatment. You deserve the best treatment. And one of the ways that you can treat yourself well is by eating well, making good food choices. And I feel like diet is an area where we could all benefit from building a little resilience. So here are some ways to do that. One of the ways we can build a little resilience in our diet is by embracing hunger. Many of us are so fortunate to never have to actually feel hungry. As soon as we even think that we are hungry, we're like, oh, hunger. And then we immediately satisfy that by stuffing our face with some sort of highly processed food. No, it doesn't have to be that serious. But I invite you to embrace hunger as a resilience building exercise. One way to do that is through fasting. Fasting isn't for everyone. I've experimented with it, and the invitation is for you to experiment with it yourself. Now, what fasting is? All fasting is basically increasing the period of time in the day that you spend not eating. So one of the ways you can do it is by waking up and skipping breakfast. And another way that you can do it is by stopping. You stop eating by a certain time. So like, let's say you stop eating by 6 o'clock at night. After that, no more meals. For many people, this wouldn't work because they like to eat the dinner meal with family, and that tends to happen around 6 o'clock or so. So it's really all about what feels right for you. Some people do multi-day fasts. I've fasted for 7 days before, really to no ill effect, surprisingly. And if you've ever watched like some of those survival shows like Naked and Afraid, those people go for 21 days and they don't have any food and they end up being fine. So hunger is something that many of us don't experience. We're sort of insulated from it. And the invitation is to embrace the hunger. Eat a little bit less. Eat a little bit less. Try to nurture that hunger feeling. Stop eating when you're like 80% full. Really get in touch with that hunger. That hunger, hunger doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? Hunger can be a good thing. It's telling you that your metabolism is running, right? And your body is healthy and you're burning calories. And the invitation is to embrace and get in touch with the feeling of hunger that is a resilience building exercise. In my opinion, you can do it through diet. You can do it by changing your diet. You can do it by eating a little bit less. You can do it through fasting. Number two, should be no shocker, is exercise. Exercise is a great way to build resilience because certain exercises are challenging. They may be a little bit uncomfortable. And the whole point of this video is to inspire you to lean into discomfort a little bit. And by doing that, we build resilience. So, exercise. Running. A lot of people hate to run. Why? Because it's hard, because it's challenging, because it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But there's many benefits there. So whether it be running or rock climbing or hiking or going out for a walk or whatever that may be. I like to do cross-country skiing in the wintertime. It's a little bit niche, but the point is to work your body, lift some weights. Nothing builds resilience better than lifting weights, in my opinion, because I feel like what is strong is resilient. And my picture of resilience in my mind, what I think of is, can you withstand falling down without, ending up in the hospital and having that be some type of a sentinel event where it really lays you up and then, you kind of spiral, you go through a downward spiral after that. So build resilience. Strong bodies are resilient. Exercise. Lean into that discomfort of running and feeling out of breath, feeling your lungs burn, feeling your muscles burn when you're lifting some weights. Learn to appreciate that feeling. Learn to push through that. You're going for a hike and you're walking up to a mountaintop somewhere and it feels like you can't even take one more step, and you just tell yourself, well, I'm just gonna go up this next switchback here, just one more. Let me just go see what's up there. And through exercise, we can build resilience. Strong is resilient, and resilient is where you want to be if you want to keep going. Finally, cold immersion. Cold water specifically. Take the plunge in the ice bucket. All right. I'm sure that by now you've seen these crazy people on TikTok and whatever other. And probably there's some good YouTube videos out there of people experimenting with the cold immersion therapy. There was a time when I pretty much just felt like I was aware of the cold immersion, and I felt like there was a good practice for athletes in particular. Particularly professional athletes, people that need to perform at a high level and they need to get their body back. Ice baths really help you bring your body back when you get real beat up and your body is just spent and worn down. They have a constricting effect on the body, so they help you squeeze out some of that lactic acid and the toxic byproducts of exercise. And it really helps to tamp down and quell inflammation, which can be a problem for us because inflammation causes pain and mobility issues. And so when you're feeling all kind of slow out on the field and creaky, and that's not where you want to be as a professional athlete. You need your body to work. You need your body to function. And so that's why I felt like, ice baths are a little extreme, but they're probably, just for someone who is engaging in high-level athletics. Well, guess what, guys? I've totally changed my mind on the ice bath after having experimented with it myself. The cold immersion therapy is something that it's a very intense feeling when you get into the water. So that's why I say that it's not for everyone. It can be very intense. However, the benefits, in my opinion, are for everyone. The change in mood that you experience after getting out of that cold water is like night and day. If you suffer from, mood problems, God forbid, but I know there's many of us out there, this is worth exploring because for me, it's like a light switch. It is miraculous, the change in mental state after getting out of the water. But again, the pain-killing properties of the water are pretty remarkable in terms of, again, just as a normal person with normal aches and pains from, life. The water has a really remarkable effect on that. Now, it definitely takes some, you know, it's something that you kind of have to hype yourself up for it a little bit. You know that it's going to hurt when you get in the water. There's an intense sensation. But if you can push through that, you know, for a few minutes, just kind of like work up to, you know, several minutes or so. And I'd love to hear what you think about it, because there's definitely something to it in terms of benefit. I rank it very high as far as building resilience. Now, I mentioned, like, a lot of people they'll sort of self-harm with food, but not just food. People will self-harm with cigarettes. Have you ever heard of the term of taking a lung dart, right? A dart to the lung doesn't sound like it's the healthiest thing. It sounds like it's a little harmful. So why would we do that? Well, why indeed? Alcohol, right? Sometimes we self-harm with alcohol. Sometimes we self-harm with, with our relationships and some of our choices there. So the invitation is to explore a different route, explore a different outlet for some of those feelings where we feel like we need to get into our body. Instead of getting into your body by taking a lung dart, get into your body by taking a cold bath, an ice bath, or get into your body by embracing the hunger and sitting with it for a moment and really getting to know that hunger and getting to appreciate it. Or get into your body through mindful movement, through exercise, where it's like, wow, I can't believe my body lets me lift this weight or move my big fat butt up this hill, or whatever it may be. So that's it, guys. Build some resilience into your program. I hope that this helps. I hope that it enlightens you, awakens you, and I appreciate you for watching. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear what your resilience building exercises are that you employ in your mindful fitness routine. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.